Can Kell Brook follow in the footsteps of fighters like Leonard and Griffith? We're about to see as he goes against Gennady Golovkin. Was ill under the weather, didn't look good at the weigh-in. He and everyone in his camp says there is no truth whatsoever to that. He feels fine, and to us, he looked as though he felt perfectly all right. Agreed, Bernard?
Well, he looks good now, and he's been who he is. He comes forward, he's looking for shots. To me, if this what a guy look like when he's sick, no, I think he's fine. I think it was just a rumor, and he said it wasn't true.
Stalking much more aggressively than he did early in the Lemieux fight, looking more the way he did against Dominic Wade, trying to get in and land power shots. He takes a right hand from Brook as he's trying to land his left hook.
Brook got some swelling and maybe a little bruise from a left hook, from the right eye, from a left hook, from Triple G. Triple G is setting him up, and if he stay on that rope,
body shot, Brook is in trouble. And Brook reaches out and grabs Gennady Golovkin and gathers him to him after Golovkin hammered him to the liver with a body shot.
If Kell Brook stay on that rope, he will not survive in this fight. He has to fight his fight. Right now he's being overwhelmed and overpowered.
Uppercut by Brook. Left hook brought the crowd alive. Golovkin nodding at him as if to say, okay, I tasted what you got.
Kell Brook is not staying in the middle of the ring. He got hurt. I think he's still hurt. And he has to now find a way to survive this round because Triple G is continuing to put pressure and he's continuing to make his punches count.
Golovkin missed with the right hand over the top. Tapped Kell Brook with the left hook. Brook trying to fire body shots of his own.
One punch at a time and going back towards the rope. He must keep Triple G in the center of the ring and try to at least get him some rounds under the belt where he can go ahead and figure it out.
Triple G is #1 in the sport by Tapiomat's count in landing jabs. There's a good uppercut for Brook. There's a right hand for Brook. And now Golovkin comes back with the left hook. There's a mark outside Golovkin's left eye from the right hand by Kell Brook. 15 seconds left in round one. Both fighters have made statements.
Golovkin wants Kell to try to get brave and try to be brave because that gives the puncher a bigger chance. Triple G will have a bigger and a greater chance in exchange.
Crowd is happy with what they saw in round one.
Here's the left. Because of Kell being on the rope, he got caught with the left to the kidney rather, and he should have been moving, but he stayed there and got hit with a right hand. How to avoid that right hand is not be on the ropes. If he continues to stay on the ropes, this will happen more often.
That was the biggest moment of round one when Brook reached out and grabbed Golovkin to pull him to him after the two left hands. There's the uppercut that landed for Brook, and there's the right hand. So both fighters are marked from the action in round one. Veteran referee Marlon Wright staying away and creating some distance to give freedom of movement for Golovkin and Brook.
Brook must be active with that jab. He must be consistent with that jab. Not only patient, but consistent. He has to be first every time an exchange is being thrown by both men. And if he's not first, I don't believe he can take the power in a long fight with Triple G.
Well, for better or for worse, maybe he wants it that way, and they're trading in the center of the ring. And right now, Brook is getting the better of it as Gennady keeps his hands back.
But he must not get too brave when he get too comfortable because Triple G is a high percentage knockout punch.
Golovkin going to his jab now. Didn't seem interested in jabbing as much in round one. Now jabbing, set up the right hand. And Golovkin landing a series of jabs before sweeping a right hand across Brook.
Brook just threw a nice short counter left hook that caught Triple G coming in.
1 minute left in round number two.
Brook is waiting to counter when Triple G throws one punch or a wild punch. He's waiting to counter. He's a better counter puncher when Triple G is coming in.
Uppercut by Brook. Crowd comes out of its seats, excited by the uppercut. Brook getting in some heavy shots here in round number two. Golovkin gets in a right hand over the top. But Brook comes back with a 4-punch combination. Crowd getting very excited.
It started with an uppercut. Brook threw a punch, and then he threw the uppercut, and he threw the uppercut again, and then he threw the right hand behind it. He's starting to put his punches together, and if he continue to do this in the later rounds, where he buy himself time, where he wears out Triple G to the point where Triple G is throwing one punch and trying to throw the knockout punch, then he might have something here.
Brook seems to have realized early on that Golovkin wants to put pressure on him, wants to put him in a box, and he's landed effective uppercuts in both of the first 2 rounds.
Brook setting up that left uppercut because he threw the right lead first, and he's seen this punch because before the round he tried it and he missed it.
Golovkin hasn't lost very many rounds recently in his career, but he may well have lost the second round here against Kell Brook.
Brook must not get too brave, but smart enough to fight a smart man fight.
Referee Marlon Wright is going to call that a slip rather than a knockdown. Golovkin totally in agreement.
Now you see
Golovkin's putting a lot of pressure on Brook.
He's trying to now rush because what is urgency? Is urgency because he see himself getting outboxed and getting hit with some shots that he never got hit with. And I'm pretty sure he's digging to the body with a 3-punch combination. Triple G, jab, right hand, left hook to the body, and got the attention of Brook. Brook didn't like that combination punch and definitely didn't like that left hand to the body.
And unlike in the second round, when Brook was able to keep a lot of the action in the center of the ring where he likes it, Golovkin has been able to get him to the ropes a couple of times here in round number 3. Hard right hand by Golovkin.
Golovkin's going to have really a serious problem catching up. Not that he's losing the fight, but he must now try to go ahead and establish his dominance. He's walking in, not even ducking. He's coming in just wanting to throw the power punch, but not be leery or worry about the jab because he's so confident that he can hit Brook and maybe hurt him.
And Brook got a chance at a clean right hand there and landed a glancing blow. If he had landed it solidly, he could have hurt Golovkin.
I think he is hurt, Jim. He got hit with a short uppercut just now with the right hand, and Brook is now throwing more than one punch. He's throwing right hands behind the left jab.
Brook is trying to build something memorable here. Golovkin is trying to reverse the momentum immediately. Those people who thought he was ill yesterday may be thinking again that they were onto something. But Golovkin keeps bearing in and putting pressure on Kell Brook here in round 3.
If you look at Brook's right eye, it's starting to swell badly. And Triple G just threw a left and a straight right on that same eye with the left hand.
And Brook comes back aggressively, winning the admiration of the crowd. An excellent third round for both fighters.
Here's Golovkin now seeing a position of throwing the right hand, which he did a right hook that came around the left hand of Brook. And the punch is there because he's sitting there. Now here we go with Kell throwing the same right hand and getting justice with it by throwing combinations after the jab.
Gennady Golovkin has not thrown what I would call a lot of wild or desperation punches against Kell Brook, seeming to feel a sense of urgency because Brook, at moments here and there, is outboxing him, competing with him, perhaps won the second round. And Gennady Golovkin finds himself, it appears,
some frustrations. You know, Triple G showing some frustrations because, listen, Brook is actually putting in good boxing, but not running. Boxing, moving, punching, slipping. Every now and then, Brook stays on the ropes and he pays a price, and his corners continue to tell him, don't be on the ropes, be in the center of the ring, or keep moving left to right. As you see on the ropes, Triple G has a shot when he's on the ropes. Yes, and Brook's face right now is showing the effect of the power of Triple G.
And we're told that Harold has it scored 2-1 so far for Golovkin. He did indeed give the second round to Kell Brook, as I suggested might be the case. Golovkin placing body shots now.
One thing Brook haven't went back to, which was successful to me, was the uppercut, whether it's coming from the left side or the right side.
Both fighters' faces have shown damage from the shots they've landed in the first 3 rounds. Golovkin is trying to hammer Brook to the liver one more time with the left hand. The way he hurt him in the first round, hasn't managed to land it here in the fourth.
It looked like Triple G is just actually, you know, pushing his punches. The power that in speed, what I mean speed, the power is there, but the speed is not there. They seem like arm punches, like he's throwing punches hard, but they have no snap on it. We call them arm punches in boxing. Brook is much sharper, much cleaner. See the short left
by Brook. Those are the kind of punches that Golovkin isn't landing at this point.
And he's getting hit spot on. This is called the bait and switch. This is called the bait and switch. He pulled him in to counter him. He pulled him in to throw a punch, which is Triple G.
There's some urgency from Engel talking to Brook as the swelling is starting to grow around Brook's eyes. As round 5 begins. Let's go quickly to Harold. Let him.
He keeps pushing him back, keeps landing hard shots. I just think that, he's landing the cleaner, harder punches. But I gotta tell you, Jim, Kell Brook got some jaw. I mean, I haven't seen a guy stand there and trade with Gennady Golovkin, and God knows how long. 3-1, Golovkin.
And Golovkin delivers his fiercest rally of the fight. As Harold completes that scoring summary, first got Brook to the ropes, Bernard.
And Brook is putting his hands up like he wasn't hurt, but you know, he might be hurt later by the accumulation of those punches. So I think he should stay focused. I think he was hurt a little bit, and I think that's the reason that you do those things, is to let your opponent know that you're not hurt, but that normally means the opposite. But he's leaving his feet, Jim, when he throws a punch, and not only is no power on those punches, he leaves himself to get countered like he just did with a straight right. And I believe he's hurt with this, and now Triple G is going to keep him there if he can.
Brook once again erupts off the ropes. We're only halfway through the 5th round. Golovkin is now landing body shots again, as he did in round number 1.
And yes, he is. He's pop shotting right now, as you see in a straight right.
And Dominic Engel in the far corner is holding up a towel. Engel is trying to get referee Marlon Wright to stop the fight, and now he finally throws the towel into the ring, and Gennady Golovkin is going to have a technical knockout victory in round number 5. This is earlier in round 5, Bernard.
Exactly. Here's it right now. To me, he's just as hurt here, where his legs is not under him.
And there you can see Dominic Engel waving the towel.
Still, the undefeated, universally recognized middleweight